Hello my dears, and welcome back. In today's video we are going to be talking about Kalimba history and Hugh Tracey's story. Now before we get into this video, I just want to say that I know there is a lot of protest going on and racism going on right now, but from the protest and everything, it made me wonder where the Kalimba comes from. I knew it came from Africa and I was curious about its story. So in this video, I don't want to offend or upset anybody. I just want to share what I found. And I know that some websites will talk about Hugh Tracey and how the Kalimba came about, but they don't really talk about the African tribe that it originates from. So I wanted to make this video that really got into the nitty-gritty about the Kalimba's story and more about Hugh Tracey. I have some videos that I'm going to link down below that are from a 1960s documentary about Hugh Tracey and about the African tribe. And I'm also going to link some articles that I got some information from. So let's get into it. Hugh Tracey was a white man from England. Hugh was an ethnomusicologist. This means he was a person who studied music of different cultures. In the 1920s, Hugh came to Zimbabwe to help his brother run a tobacco farm. Somewhere during this time, there was a famine. Hugh talks about how loyal the older people were in this African tribe that worked for them, that they took their own life to save the children from dying. And although slavery was still probably taking place in the 19th century, Hugh said that they were compensated for their work and they even took holiday. And everyone in this documentary was very well dressed. It didn't seem like anybody was being mistreated. And it seemed that Hugh was very fascinated with their culture. He learned their language, he learned their songs, and he knew their instruments, one of them being the marimba that he would later inspire him to make his own version that we know as the Kalimba. In one of the videos, he does talk about the differences between white men and the tribe, but you also have to understand that this was a different time period, so things that we would consider maybe rude or offensive, they didn't take it that way during this time period. So I just want you to keep that in mind if you do decide to watch one of the videos. And I don't feel that he came from, a bad place. You have to also take into account that Hugh came from England and him coming to Zimbabwe was like a whole different world. And I think he was just really coming from a place explaining the differences and he didn't really mean anything by it. But I just want you to keep that in mind if you do decide to watch the videos. In another video from the 1960s documentary, he talks about how the tribe could talk to one another just using the sound of drums. And it was very cool to hear the story and to hear it coming from him during this time period. So I'm going to link that video down below as well if you are interested in watching. And in 1954, Hugh Tracey founded the International Library of African Music. And Hugh Tracey helped preserve so much of African music from 18 African countries. So you could tell that he was very passionate with the African culture and that he was very interested in what they had to say. And the main thing that I want you to take away from this video is that not to judge somebody just from the color of their skin, and just to listen and to learn from them. Because if it wasn't for Hugh Tracey taking the time to learn and speak to this African tribe, we may not have the Kalimba today. So I hope that this video helped inspire you and helped you learn more about Hugh Tracey as a person and about this wonderful African tribe that helped us have the Kalimba today. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and please love one another.